Ready?
Yeah. Right, welcome to the first episode of Marketing Tomorrow. I'm your host, Max, and
Leon.
And in this series, we'll be covering different aspects of marketing and how these will change with the future. Today's episode will be primarily focusing on creativity.
Yeah, so some of the topics we're going to be talking about today is technology and creativity within marketing, brand authenticity, and how brands balance innovation and maintain brand values. Yeah, so the first topic we talked about, technology and creativity, AI-driven personalization. What do we think?
I think there's a large space in this industry.
Yeah.
I think brands are already doing it. I mean, if you look at what's going on right now,
Yeah.
it's you can see in TikTok view page.
Yeah, everywhere. AI is everywhere.
AI is already everywhere, but there is still more to come from it.
Yeah, way more.
How impactful do you think AI-driven data is right now?
I reckon it's growing. It's on an increase for sure. I reckon next 5 to 10 years it will be essential. It will be in everything. It will be in every form of CRM, everything. It will be used everywhere.
Yeah, I mean already TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
They're all using it. Google even as well.
Yeah, everyone. Even these search engines are coming up with their own AI.
Yeah. I mean Netflix has even got it now as well.
Yeah. Netflix's recommendation is all done by AI. They look at what you've been watching previously. It's all done by AI. I know.
Yeah, so we can go into more how companies will use this data to create campaigns. So like Spotify's Discover Weekly or they're Wrapped Up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but the last couple of years, Wrapped Up has been way bigger than it used to be. Everyone's posting it.
I'm seeing that.
Do you know what I mean? Who you listen to the most? And AI is all creating the little video.
And people reposting that's spreading awareness of Spotify.
Exactly.
So Spotify using this data that they're getting given to give their consumers their data, which is like spreading awareness of them at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, it's only going to increase brands' awareness in every sense. Like, there's no. I mean, we'll get to it later, but just looking at it from the outside, there's no real negatives to AI, right? I mean,
there's the ethics side of it, but I've not heard really any cases of the ethics.
Not recently, anyway.
No, not recently.
I'm sure as it develops, as we said, there'll be issues.
Yeah. I think with AI vastly increasing, I mean, I'm seeing videos being created for AI. It went from photos to videos like that, like almost instantly. Yeah. So I think I even saw they can start making almost like movies from it.
Yeah.
You're gonna start seeing movies with AI.
And I mean, like we said earlier, the most obvious places I've seen AI in action is on TikTok.
Yeah.
And obviously TikTok AI generated content. We've got TikTok creators, right?
Yeah. So I'm seeing a creator with like 3.5 million followers. Let me show you.
Yeah.
What she looks like.
It's just an AI.
Yeah. So look.
Right. Okay.
And it's called Lil McQuaila. Yeah, it's 3.5 million followers.
3.5 million.
And it's all AI generated content. She's even got brand deals. She's even getting brand deals.
That's quite a development. Imagine a company going to an AI to promote their products. It's unheard of.
3.5 million followers. That's the same for an AI. I think how many of these creators can be created? Like infinite, really.
Infinite. There's no limit.
Absolutely no limit.
Especially as these TikTok algorithms start picking up,
Exactly.
People are viewing these more AI content. They're just going to want to push it out even more, right?
Exactly. What proportion of influencers do you think will become virtual?
I reckon eventually 30%.
You think about 30%?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not too high. Like, I mean, we're going to get to it later, but authenticity, right? How authentic is the content? How realistic is the content? How far can AI go in creating realistic content, right?
You bring up a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
In my mind, I feel like it might become only virtual in our lifetimes.
Yeah, it might do.
I think brands will start looking at it as in what's going to be more cost effective, employing an influencer or just creating an AI influencer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing loads of websites where you can generate voices,
Yeah.
AI voices. You can generate AI like influencers, like just people.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen it.
I mean, we've kind of seen it a similar thing with AR within these companies. You know, the Nike sneakers app.
Yeah, scan your shoes.
Scan your shoes, right?
Yeah.
Even the Gucci
Bags
and the Gucci bag,
clothes
seen
ones.
watches.
Yeah, the watches one. IKEA's,
where
where you can literally put your furniture in your room.
they've got an app for it, Place app. That's
How
what it's called.
how can other companies compete with that?
No.
It increases the barrier to entry massively,
Yeah,
because
massively.
to compete you need to have that access to that technology.
At some point, it's gonna be you're either gonna be caught up or you're gonna be left behind. At some point.
Exactly. I saw this podcast. Actually, it wasn't a podcast. It was an interview with Gary Vee.
Yeah.
And in this interview, they what Gary Vee was saying was that brands that don't adapt to the new ways
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of cases of brands that refuse to use social media influence. They thought influencers weren't right for
Yeah.
content, and apparently all those brands, all those companies, they just cease to exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, we've seen it on a smaller scale before with Topman being an in-person shop to moving completely on ASOS.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example of a company being left behind. They didn't have an online shop, moved to ASOS, and they just fizzled out. I mean, it's more efficient ordering online, right?
Having a digital presence is crucial.
It's essential.
It's essential.
Yeah, especially in the world we live in, 2024.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Brand authenticity, right? Consumers' demand for authenticity. It's going to be a bigger thing, as like we said earlier, AI and all these different online systems get better and improve. How authentic a brand's content is going to be? How authentic is their marketing?
I think as a consumer myself, if I don't trust a company, if I don't feel like they're being authentic to their values, and I feel like they're straying away from their values, I'm going to stray away from them.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it with Facebook. You know, they had that massive data leak.
Yeah.
Got in a lot of trouble. No one wants to be.
It's like everyone knows about this as well.
Yeah.
It's changed people's perspectives on data and who has access to our data.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where it's all at right now. Data. Who has your data and how is it being used? And these AI programs, we don't know how they're going to develop. You know, we've seen Elon and his SpaceX robots recently.
Yeah, recently come out.
How are they going to use data? Are their robots going to use data in day-to-day things? Are they going to be constantly tracking our data? Like how
are they going to be using the data that they already have from our phones?
Yeah, are they going to be? Do you know what I mean? Who controls it? Where is the line?
Exactly, that's a great question. Like, where is the line?
I mean, going forward, brands are going to need to incorporate user-generated content, right?
Yeah, it helps the user relate.
Yeah.
If we're using AI in all of their marketing, people are going to detach from the brands. They're not going to be able to relate to it.
Nah. I mean, we see it with influencers, right? How efficient is influencer marketing these days?
Exactly. It's everywhere. Every company's using it.
If a brand wants to push something out, influencer, there's
Exactly.
or even creators are getting approached to promote things. It's not just influencers looking for brands, it's the other way around.
Well, how do we consume our content? It's what TikTok, Instagram, and who are we watching? We're watching influencers.
Exactly, different creators, different influencers in all different kinds of spaces. I mean, my feed pages are all over the place.
Exactly. Well, when was the last time you stuck on a TV and watched a TV channel?
I don't watch TV anymore.
I don't watch TV.
Netflix is the closest thing.
Yeah, but even that's a type of media. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not the same as the BBC or ITV.
No, it's not a news platform.
I don't consume that. So putting ads that would target our generation, it
Yeah.
would not be smart to do that on TV.
Not at all.
It'd be important to put it on our view pages,
Exactly.
and like on our social media.
Exactly, and we're gonna see this in different campaigns. I mean, GoPro.
Yeah,
for
GoPro
example.
are the best to do it. I think
Yeah.
GoPro and Red Bull.
Yeah.
I think them two. They're the bosses at user generated content.
Their ads are purely just people using their products.
Exactly.
How much more?
For footage from GoPros.
Exactly.
The ad is a long format video of different customers filming themselves with GoPros.
Exactly, doing all sorts. You know, we've got mountain biking, skydiving, even swimming. Like they cover it all, and their whole campaign is based around what their customers are producing with their product, and it can't get better than that, really. Do you know what I mean? That is authentic.
Exactly, because it's real people using the real products.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at photos of McDonald's products, it's not authentic. Do you know what I mean? It's not. And I'm even seeing that these food adverts might even start to be created by AI.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it recently. Like we just said, McDonald's. I've seen so many fake menus come out about McDonald's on my For You page, on Instagram.
Exactly.
And it's all AI generated. Like it's not authentic. And how a brand's gonna start making their content authentic? They're gonna have to draw a line in. It's probably gonna go to influencers, really.
Exactly. Consumers need to feel that the brand's being authentic so that they can relate to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know. I'm a consumer, and I feel like if I feel like a company is doing it for the money more than for the consumers, I'm not gonna choose to shop with them.
It's gonna reduce the trust.
Exactly.
By far,
Exactly.
by far. Another great example of brand authenticity and brand driven stories is the Nike Colin Kaepernick campaign.
Of course.
2020 was a rough year, we all know. COVID and even all the Black Lives Matter protests. He was one of the first to do that. And Nike really put their example.
They backed him.
They backed it. They straight created a whole campaign, Dream Crazy campaign, that's what it's called, about his story. You know, him kneeling during the national anthem to prove a point.
Yeah.
To the NFL owners to make an impact in the black community and the world, really, because everyone was watching at that time.
Exactly.
I mean, thinking back,
There was pressure on Nike to give the correct response, and the fact that Nike did, it shows that Nike's authentic, and it's given us the trust in Nike that Nike is a good company that represents the people.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. It shows how much their athletes matter to them as a company, and it's just authentic. You know, it can't get more than that, really.
Yeah.
How brands balance innovation and maintain brand values. Gamification, right? We spoke about this.
Yeah. So gamification, I'm seeing this a lot more recently, especially with the people's attention spans are decreasing. The ways of keeping customers loyal it's not the same anymore. You need to keep them engaged with the brand.
Right.
You've got to give them time limits almost with it.
Yeah.
For example, Subway's loyalty app, the more you shop with them, the more points you get, which can be redeemed for food.
It gives you discounts and everything. They've moved it into a more, like I said, points driven system.
Yeah.
The more you shop there, the more you get, the more you know.
Starbucks are doing it.
Yeah.
McDonald's are doing it.
Yeah.
It's rare a brand not doing it. It's another one, a perfect example of if you're not doing it, you're going to be behind the rest of the competitors.
Yeah. I mean, in a sense, it's not bad for the company, but it's a different way of looking at it. Like we said, like gamification. You bring up the Subway app, and it's got all different icons. It's got different
Colours.
here and there, different colours.
It's an engaging app.
It's very engaging. Do you know what I mean? It's not left just that scan it, you get points. Do you know what I mean? They've added more to it to develop it.
Yeah.
And I mean, as we mentioned earlier, the Nike sneakers app, it's engaging. You know, if you want to see what a shoe looks like on your feet, you can do that.
And what are you more likely to buy? Buy from Nike where you can see the shoe on your foot, or a competitor where you're just guessing?
Yeah, you don't know.
I trust seeing it on my foot more than just seeing a photo of it.
Yeah.
So them involving AR and VR is going to increase customer loyalty and sales.
Yeah, I mean, it's engaging, isn't it? Like, the amount of times I have bought a shoe and it's not been the right size, it's looked a little different to how it's been, especially me being a basketball player. Picking a basketball shoe is an extremely tasking thing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's not easy. So, they're making it a bit more of a fun and engaging process. It's only gonna reflect well back on them, Nike as a company.
Yeah. Do you imagine any other different ways of gamification
I mean,
that could be used in the future? Maybe even incorporating AI in gamification.
yeah. Maybe they'll come up with some sort of challenge on an app to get something where it's rather than spending money and scanning and whatever to like Subway, maybe they come up with a quiz section,
It's like it's going to keep on the app. What brand? Every company is fighting for everyone's attention.
Yeah.
Companies aren't going to produce an app where it takes 2 seconds to be on it.
No.
They want you on there for as long as possible. They want to take your data. They're trying to learn from your moves and what you're doing,
what you're viewing,
what you're viewing. Exactly.
what you're clicking on, everything. So even spending, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute answering a question that might get you a reward, that's going to be engaging. I would do that.
Yeah, exactly. If there's rewards involved, then yeah, I would do that. But yeah, so that even in those sort of questionnaires, it could be questions that not even relate to necessarily Subway, but
Just
just
be educational,
exactly.
like, and then that could get into a whole other field, you know.
Yeah, the more data they have, then the more tailored they'll be able to
Yeah.
give your ads and your view pages.
Yeah.
I mean, just to summarize, how important is creativity in marketing?
Oh, it's essential. But it's always changing. as well.
Exactly. Will it be as needed in 30, 40 years? Will AI do the creativity for us?
I mean, in my eyes, creativity from like a human perspective will never be beaten. You know, there's going to be someone out there who's going to think of something to top the AI. They can only do so much. AI has to be scripted, right? Someone has to script them. So if someone's thinking ahead of that person, they're going to be ahead of the AI.
Yeah, exactly. But I also saw this thing where it could come to it where instead of people battling with AI, it's going to be AI versus AI.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, isn't it?
There'll be campaigns, say it comes to every company's adverts, they're all using AI, then it is just going to be a battle of AI. Which company is using AI the best?
Yeah. And is it like a self-learning thing when you don't have to touch it, or is it a person inputting it? And then like, where are the advantages and
Exactly.
where are the disadvantages?
How involved are people?
Yeah, it's way bigger than we think. And as time goes on, what's creative now might not be considered creative in 30 years. You know?
Well, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, 5-10 years ago, all the blogs that you see,
Yeah.
they're all handwritten.
Yeah, handwritten.
But now ChatGPT can produce a blog in a second.
Just like that.
So how stuff that takes time now and that you have to be creative now, soon AI can just do all of it.
Yeah. I mean, authenticity is the key, right? We'll have to see how it changes over time.
Exactly. That has been the first episode of Marketing Tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I hope you take away something from this.
Yeah.
There will be more to come. And yeah, make sure that you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you follow us on all our platforms.
Keep in touch as well. We're going to be uploading more. There's going to be more podcasts on the way, more topics to discuss.
And if you're listening to this on Spotify, make sure you find us on YouTube. We are Marketing Tomorrow. And if you're watching this on YouTube, look us up on Spotify.
Yeah.
We'll have our podcast posted on there as well.
Yeah.
Marketing Tomorrow. I'm your host, Max.
Leon.
It's been a pleasure talking to you and discussing the future of marketing.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, tune in to our next episode.
Yeah.